Hi, Deb here and welcome to my craft room. I decided that I wanted to try Resincrete, so I ordered a starter kit from J Diction. Did this, I think this was before Christmas, because actually a couple of the things I used as Christmas presents, but here we go. I've only just decided to upload it. I've had a busy month. Anyway, so this is what you get in the starter kit. You get 2 mixing cups, the pigments that go with the eco resins, this lovely heart mould, flower mould, I think it's like a coaster, and this dish mould, which is beautiful, really nice. And then you also get a bag of Resincrete, which is 1,000 grams, a scoop to measure it out with, a stirring stick, and some sandpaper to sand the bottoms. So with this kit I decided to make everything. I thought I'd make all 3 of the coasters. So I worked out how much resin they Resincrete they needed by putting water in each of the moulds, and I worked out that there was 260 mils of water in the 3 moulds together, which meant that I would need to mix 200 mils of the base, the actual Resincrete powder, which you can see me doing now, and 60 mils of water. But unfortunately, it didn't mix enough. When you mix Resincrete, or Aquacel as well, sorry, Aquacast, not Aquacel, Aquacast, you need to mix more than you think you need, because otherwise, for some reason, I don't know why, it never mixes up quite as well as it should. It's always a lot less than you think there's going to be. So that's the 200 mils of the powder. And now I'm going to measure the 60 mils of the water. Now this is another mistake I made. I didn't measure the water separately. I put it straight in. I would advise you to weigh the water separately, to be honest, because if you go slightly over, it doesn't matter too much if you go slightly over, but if you accidentally tipped that and you got far too much in there, then that's going to put the measurements out completely. So measure your water separately and then add it afterwards. And there you go, that's the water measured. And then you have to mix it thoroughly. Mix. You can't see me doing that. You'll only see me doing it for a minute, a couple of seconds even. But I thoroughly mixed this to make sure there was no lumps whatsoever, because you really don't want a lump in your Resincrete. Here we are, mix. It's ever so easy to mix, and the lumps dissolve really quickly. So I finished mixing now. I've cut a big chunk of that out, and I wanted to make this beautiful little dish white. I'd watched, I believe it was Claire's Crafty Corner, who said that if you pour it from up high, you get less bubbles. I think it was Claire's Crafty Corner. So that's what I did. I poured it from up high to see if I got less bubbles. And as I wanted it white, I hadn't mixed any colour in with this. And as you can see, there's not a great deal left. So I'm going to put pale blue in, or I'm going to put the blue pigment that came with the box in here. I didn't want it a strong colour, so I just put in 1 drop. And actually, where the Resincrete is white, the blue mixed beautifully. I got a lovely blue colour. Right, let's pour that one into the heart mould. And as you can see, it didn't make anywhere near enough, did I? I must have actually measured it wrong. I must have weighed the water wrong or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'm making up another load. You don't see me do it. I turn the camera off. You don't need to see me mixing it again. And here it is made up. So add a drop of blue because I need to finish filling up the heart. It's not quite the same colour, but it doesn't really matter as it's underneath. Just top that one up. Much paler this one, isn't it? Doesn't matter. And then I want to make this flower one purpley, so I just add a touch of red to it. There you go. Mix it up. Sorry you can't quite see me mixing, my camera angle's not brilliant. Well, I'm not blaming the camera angle, it's my fault. I didn't put the camera in the right place. So yeah, so we've mixed in the red and we've got that really pretty mauvey colour. Make sure we mix it all in because I don't want any streaks in this. And then pour it into the flower mould. Flower coaster mould, I suppose I should be saying. And then you have to really bang and agitate them to make sure you get all the bubbles out, because you don't want bubbles in them. So really agitate them. Oh, you forgot the heart, Deb. That's it. And I left them to dry. Now, here they are, all overnight. This is the next day. I've taken them out of the mould. And I think this is beautiful. I love it. They feel so smooth. It just feels so smooth. The bottom's not smooth. You have to sand the bottoms. And I find with these eco resins, it's much better to lay them flat on the table and pull the mould off while the eco resin is on the desk. That's come out nice. You can't really see the colours while it's not quite dried. And I love the blue heart. I really love the blue heart. That white bit on there you can see is where I didn't mix it quite well enough. Now this here that I'm doing is it's a transfer film with a flower on it, and if you put the UV resin over the top and cure it, you can actually peel the picture off the transfer film. It's a really good idea. So that's what I'm doing there. And if you look at the white dish at the top, you can see the gold butterflies in it. They were just stickers that I had. And I thought they would look really nice. The friend that I gave it to, her granddaughters absolutely love butterflies, so I thought she would appreciate that. So I just cut the stickers out and stuck them in. And as you can see, I'm making sure there's no bubbles, and the whole of this flower on the transfer film is all filled in properly. It's worth being really particular about that, because you don't want to leave any bit of the picture on the film. And here I am with my long neck lighter getting the bubbles out. And we put the UV light over the top. I think that was for about 2 minutes I did that for, just to make sure it was completely cured. And very carefully you need to pull the film off the back of the picture. Once you've got it off, it's easy to just, as you can see, put your thumb under it and slide it off. And then I'm just straightening it out because UV resin tends to curl. And then I stick it on there, and now I've lost the footage of everything I've done to that heart afterwards, but there is a picture of it at the end. And here I have mixed up some resin, some epoxy resin, and I put a little bit of my white sparkly glitter in it, and I'm putting it over the butterflies just to seal them in, and also to seal the Resincrete. And I've got some bluey purple glitter that I'm going to mix in with the rest of the resin. You see the colours down there? Just the bluey purple I'm mixing in. That's it. And I'm putting that in the middle of the purple one. It does seem to really bring out the mauvey colour of that little flower dish. And I'll leave them overnight to cure, and here's the pictures at the end. I'm really pleased with them. I thoroughly enjoyed using Resincrete from J. I will use it again, definitely. I think that's my favourite, and my friend loved it. It was her Christmas present and she loved it. So, and there's the blue heart, which I gave to my mum, and she loved it as well. I did put UV resin over the top of that one. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you very much. Bye.